Hey, don't scroll past this video because you'll miss a great recipe. Today I'm going to teach you how to make French onion soup. Alright, when you're cutting the onion, one thing you gotta do is, a lot of people when they cut an onion, they'll immediately cut the root off. But I want to share something with you, and that's this: do not cut the root off. And the reason for that is because it doesn't work with all onions, but for the most part, if you cut it in half first and leave the root on, then it stops the onion from bleeding. And you say, what does that mean, bleeding? It means where that scent comes out and it makes you cry. So if you're going to be doing things like fajitas, onion soup, or anything like that, after you cut it in half, you turn it around and you just do little slices just like that. And then you can go ahead and cut the root off. And boom. Then you have what you need for fajitas, for French onion soup, and anything else. We'll cut the rest of the onions and then we'll get cooking. Alright, and the next step in this recipe, after you've cut your onions, you want to go ahead and put in about a tablespoon of garlic, along with some butter and oil that's already in there, and just kind of stir it around a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and toss in our onions. And you want to make sure, because you don't want them to burn, that you have the pan on low heat. And if you need to, throw a little bit more butter in there and make sure you stir it all around real good, because you want to make sure those onions get a good coating, because that butter, there's so much flavor in it. And we'll just add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Go ahead and cut the butter and add just about another tablespoon. Alright. And we'll let that kind of mix and melt in there. And then we'll continue to keep it on low. And after you get it nice and coated in there, you know how to flip, make sure you flip, or you can just use a spatula, either way. So make sure it gets all coated. And then we did indeed find the elusive lid. If you want to make it cook a little bit quicker, you may say, Chef Brett, that is the wrong type of lid. And you would be absolutely correct. But I have no idea where the lid is to the pan, so
I can't see it, I can't see it!
Alright, and now we're just going to put that on there and keep it on low and just let the onions cook. Because what you're looking for is a nice brown caramelized color. Because if you put it on high, then yes, the onions will cook faster, but it'll also kind of scorch and burn the pan, burn the onions, and then you just can't use it. Now, once they've got a nice coating on them, they've been cooking for a second, you can turn it up to about medium, because we're going to put in about 1 cup of white cooking wine. You want to make sure we cook out that alcohol. So go ahead and put that in there and give it a good mix. And if you're curious about the new hat, I'm a pastor for a local Baptist church, and one of our ladies made this. And no, you cannot have one, but you can have one of our newly designed aprons. You can click on the links in this description. Isn't it beautiful? And then you just go ahead and put your lid back on it and keep it on medium to low heat. QT pain one. And then let them cook. And also you want to give them the occasional stir, the onions, that way they don't just sit there and, like I said, you don't want them to burn, so you want to make sure that white wine gets all coated up in there, because we want the alcohol out, but we want to make sure that we keep the flavor. Alrighty, now once the onions have started to kind of get that caramelized color on them, that's when you want to go ahead and add in your chicken broth or chicken stock, depends on how rich you want the flavor. Go ahead and add that in there real quick. And we'll mix that together. just want to kind of let that bubble for just a minute. We really want that flavor getting in there. And then the next step will be plating. Now, French onion soup is usually an appetizer, so you want to just get you a small bowl or even just a coffee mug. You want to place one baguette on it with a little bit of cheese under it, and then the baguette, and a little more cheese on top. And then you can nuke it, toss it in the oven real quick to make sure it gets all melted, and then it's ready to serve. And what you want to do, if you want to, you can always add, when it comes out of the pan, just a little bit of red wine. But don't worry, it'll cook out, so you don't have to worry about doing anything bad or anything like that, or getting drunk.
I'm a bad pussycat.
And traditionally in France it's served with Gruyere cheese, but all I could find from the store was a Gruyere cheddar and mozzarella mix. So that will be your final product. You take a spoon and you dig in. And like I always say, one thing I want to leave with is the most important ingredients in cooking is love and passion. God bless. Have a great day.